Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. My name is Sub0xTbyte and today we are going to be playing some more Minecraft. Today we are going to be having a building competition with Noob Steve over here, and we are going to show him how to build a really awesome house because he is a noob and doesn't know how to build anything or do anything in Minecraft. I think we should be kind to him and show him exactly how it is done. To make this build fun, I am going to give us both a category to build a house on. I am going to be dogs. Obviously Noob Steve can be cats. He can go and make his house over there, and then at the end of the video we can come back and both check out how well the other one did and see what their house looks like. I think that this will be a great idea, and perhaps I should do more challenges like this in the future with both me and Noob Steve. It would be great if I could find a Steve that wasn't a noob and instead was a professional player. Then I wouldn't have to worry about him messing up things all the time and generally being bad at the game. I have placed some signs down so that we both know exactly where to build our houses. Now that I have shown Steve the place where he can start to build his cat house, I am finally going to get started on the dog house. I can wait. One of my favorite animals is a dog, and especially the wolves in Minecraft. They are so loyal and comforting to have around that I have decided I am going to dedicate this entire house to dogs and make it like a really fancy 5-star kennel for my dogs to stay at. As you can see, it is important to make sure that all of the floor is smooth. If our floor is smooth, that means our house foundations will be much better and look a lot more attractive. I think that I am going to get started with the house now and lay down some actual wooden planks for the big strong walls. I think that wooden planks will be the best material to use because they are made from tree logs, which are a very natural substance, and dogs and wolves are also very natural as they are found out in the wild in the middle of nature naturally. I wonder how we are going to find dogs to fit into this dog house exactly. I am going to start laying down the floor to my house in order to have a hardwood floor to walk on. Imagine if the ground was just made of dirt and every time I ran over the floor I got really muddy feet. That wouldn't be very good at all. And as much as the wild wolves enjoy the comfort of nature, dirt and the outside, I have a feeling that they are going to enjoy this nice warm house a lot more, as it will be clean and have a lot of space for them all to chill out and relax. I will even provide them with food and water as well as some supplies so that they can survive and have fun. This floor is starting to shape up really nicely. One thing I find kind of funny is that every house that I end up building in Minecraft is usually using wooden planks, and I am going to have to change that up a little in the future, but things like brick, stone and wooden planks are some of the greatest and most commonly found materials you can use for building. They can fit perfectly sometimes and make the entire place look really nice. However, on the other hand, if you combine the wrong blocks, you are going to end up with an ugly looking house. I wonder how Noob Steve is doing on his build. Remember, I told him to build a cat house, so I wonder what exactly he has gone for. Noob Steve has a very adventurous and creative mind, but let's hope that he's managed to at least create some sort of shelter for any cats he may tame. I will go and check out his work at the end of the video, but first I should really be getting on with completing my own house and winning the challenge. It shouldn't be too difficult, as like I have said before, Noob Steve doesn't have much experience at all when it comes to building. I now have a set of double doors in place for my house, and they are made out of birch wood. One of my favorite types of wood in this game is birch. Birch wooden planks and birch wooden logs are really good building blocks that blend together well with the colors of other blocks. It makes birch a really good material, and any items that are crafted out of birch can be useful as well, such as a birch door. My walls are all finished and just about ready to go as well. I think they are definitely high enough considering wolves are only about a block or so high. I am going to try and create a more attractive looking house with a colored roof. I am thinking maybe we should go with light blue wool and use this to make the roof stand out. There is actually a very interesting reason why I am doing this, and you might be wondering why I haven't decided to make the room light green like I usually would, as it is my favorite color. Well, this isn't going to be a house for me to live in, so it doesn't actually matter if I use my favorite color. One thing that dogs like a lot is sleeping and gazing up at the sky, so I have decided to make a roof like the sky. The blue wool will act as the main bulk of the sky, and then later I can go around with some white wool blocks and dab some clouds here and there for extra effect. That should get my dogs feeling really relaxed and enjoyed and ready for a fun day of walking and running and doing training exercises and practicing tricks and playing games. With that, a roof is more or less done, so that is great. I wonder how Noob Steve is doing. I wonder if his house even has a roof yet, to be honest. It'd be a surprise if he even knew what a roof was. I will give Steve the benefit of the doubt and say his house probably won't be super terrible. I wonder if he is going to go for the normal, casual style Minecraft survival dog house that I have gone for. I mean, mine is a bit extravagant and looks like a king's dog house for his royal hounds, but I am basically a king on my channel anyways because I own it, so I guess I can do whatever I want here. A room is also no good if it is pitch black, so it will be nice adding some light to the room to really brighten the place up and give the dogs more things to see around the place. We can use some very fancy glowstone and splash out to light up this place. I would much rather that for now than a dangerous torch that my wolves could knock off the stand and set fire to everything. I am not going to lie, that would really suck if the entire house was destroyed by an accident like that. I am going to try and prevent something like that at all costs, but for now we need a carpet. As good as wooden planks are for flooring and where they are clean and hard and much better than dirt, I would rather the majority of the floor was made out of carpet for extra comfort. Luckily I have just the wool here. My favorite color as well, light green. I think that this carpet looks really nice. It's a square and made with the comfiest wool in town. I went all across the world, traveling far and wide to find the greatest and bestest sheep in the world who possess the fluffiest wool in the entire world, as rumor told. I went and asked the sheep for some of their fluffy wool and they said that I could have it all, so now I can use it to build my house up. I made the carpet smaller so that the rim around the floor has more space to be filled out with various items that will be useful here. Now that we actually have an area with this carpet, I am going to place some fence around to keep my dogs enclosed when I spawn them. I decided I am going to use spawn eggs to make my dogs rather than go out into the wilderness and hunt them down. They are actually quite rare in the game to find, so getting enough would take far longer than a video, so let's just throw some down around here with the wolf spawn egg, and then we can naturally tame all of the wolves so they are friendly and will want to come and stay with me and be my friend. I don't know if you guys know this, but to tame dogs you need bones, so I am going to tame these dogs, and I think I am also going to name each one as well, although I doubt I will remember all of the names. I need to think of some good names for my dogs, so perhaps you guys could suggest some for me. Pablo is a good one, maybe Lucky, and Patches, and I'll decide on some others. You can be Pablo Jr. I can't decide on any other names for the rest of the dogs. I think we have 4 more to name, so I guess I could call you guys after my friends. Alex, Cordell and Dennis can be you guys' names. I am sure you will love them and get very used to them as time goes on. But for now guys, we need to start adding some furniture to our epic dog house. Now that we have the pen to hold the dogs, I am going to make a kennel for them to sleep in. What else do dogs need to thrive and enjoy their time in a house? What would I want to do if I was a dog? Probably sleep all day and eat and drink. Oh, that's a good idea. I should add some water so that the wolves can actually stay hydrated. Now that all of the wolves are tamed into dogs and are under control, I am going to swap out all of the glowstone for actual torches, because none of the wolves are wild anymore. They probably won't start running around hectically knocking things over and possibly setting the house on fire. No. My good doggies would never do that, would they? They are loyal to their owner and love Sub very much, and Sub loves them back just as much. I am so glad that I have been able to make some new pet friends and also have a house to store any future dogs. I can tell you guys for a fact that my house is going to be superior to Noob Steve. First of all, dogs are obviously better than cats to begin with, so by default my house is already like the best on in the entire world, but I can only guess Noob Steve has built some sort of weird thing that isn't even a house. He really doesn't use his brain much, and because he can't understand really complex ideas, I am sure he has probably took the theme very literally instead. Unpredictability is scary, especially when it's a crazy noob who is dangerous and has a history of messing up. I can't help but notice that all of my dogs just look really happy. They are so content with life with their smug little smiles, but I think I can brighten up the walls a bit with some paintings to give the room a bit more to look at. The dogs will be able to stare at all of these different pictures for ages and take in all of the detail. A window probably wouldn't hurt as well, so they can actually see outside into the real world and not feel like they are trapped all captured in a little wooden box with no way to escape. Windows are a great thing. They are like a door to the outside world, except you usually can't fit through them, but still, they are like a gateway or a portal to a new world, and just looking at nature outside every day will make my dogs filled with joy and happy all the time. I bet they will always want to go for walks as well, which would be super cool. I can imagine that it would probably be pretty difficult to walk 8 dogs at once. However, you would probably end up getting pulled all the way down the street, and walking each dog one after the other and taking turns would take so long and would suck. With a nice dark green entrance carpet to mark the front of the house, I can also add a way to access the wolves to pet and feed them, and the only way I can do that is by adding a fence gate to the perimeter. And just like that, I think we are almost done. Everything is looking really good inside, and now we just have to work on what is on the outside. As you can see, the blue roof is sort of looking a little weird just popping out of the top like that, so let's try and cover that up so we can see anything and the house looks nice and normal. I'm sure this is going to blow whatever Steve has right out of the water. I'm sure that his newbie cat house is going to be terrible, just like cats. You guys should do me a favor and comment below which is better, cats or dogs, and we can finally settle this argument once and for all. I would love to know what you guys think. And while we are on the topic, do you guys have any interesting pets? I have had a goldfish, a dog and a cat, but I am sure a lot of you out there might have had some even cooler pets and more exotic animals that I would love to hear about. Maybe you can even tell me what breed your cat or dog is if you are smart enough to know. A good owner always knows their animal well. Owning a pet can be really tricky, and you have to learn exactly what they need and what they want. It is almost like raising your own baby, except without all the crying and headaches, but just about as much poop everywhere. Seriously, dogs poop so much and they have to be house trained if you don't want to step into a big stinking turd every time you walk into the house looking to find your dog. As you guys can see, I have decided to build a brick roof. Brick is actually a really fun and creative material that is used in real life to create actual houses. I figured that I would need a strong roof that stood out, so I have chosen brick because of its bright red color, which really contrasts with the wood. I think that this will be the icing on the cake to make my house just that much better than poor little noob Steve's house. We will go and check out what he has done today after I am finished with my amazing house. I actually can't wait to see. I used to have a pet dog that had his own little kennel in the back garden. It was his favorite kennel, and he would always used to run out into the back garden to stay in the kennel, as it had 2 rooms and a bunch of food and water for him, and he preferred it more than inside my own house. He grew so attached to that kennel that on the day that we tried to remove it, he actually started barking and biting and was really sad because he wanted his home back. So I ensured that instead, we bought him a giant kennel that looked similar to his old one, and he really liked it. I love how some of my wolves have actually come up and taken an interest in the roof I am building. They are jumping and climbing all up over it and almost getting in my way. They sure are really giddy today. Perhaps it's because I tamed them and they've been cooped up inside ever since. It could be that they really need a walk or a bite to eat, and I have decided I will sort all of the dogs that I tamed today a nice big banquet of all sorts of meat right after this video. It looks like this big brick roof is just about built and ready to go. That is my dog house fully complete, guys. What do you think? I think that we should take one last tour of the house and make sure that everything is completed. All seems well here, and I actually think that we should tuck the dogs back into the pen while we go and check out Steve's cat house, as I am sure he will be fussy about dogs being there because he thinks that cats are so much better. Let's actually go and check out what his house is all about. I think if it is themed around cats, then there is probably going to be an ocelot involved. Hopefully some effort was made. It'll be funny if he built nothing. Oh wow. Look at this. It's like a giant black and white tabby cat that is licking its paw. He went with a little bit more of a heavy themed house, and as you can see, it actually kinda looks pretty good. Let's head inside and see. Oh my god, what the heck is all of this? Look at all of these ocelots. Noob Steve, what have you done? I knew that you would go crazy and do something outrageous like this. Just look at all the ocelots were running all around. I assumed you liked cats, but not this much. Well, that's a really nice cat house and all, but now it is time to show Noob Steve my professional and very cool looking dog house, which he can hop up the hill and check out. I am sure he will like it. Just in here, Steve. Check out all of my tamed wolves in this lovely, clean and neat, well-decorated house. I think I would go as far as to say that perhaps I win this time, right Steve? We both still did a great job on our houses though, and today has actually been really fun, so give me a high five. By the way guys, thank you so much for watching my video today. I have really enjoyed playing around with Noob Steve, even if he isn't the best Minecraft player in the entire world. Make sure to check out tomorrow's video, and I will see you all next time.